Hi guys! I know I'm really late. We went out to a really nice seafood dinner with our oldest, and it made it just in time for the game, so I do have the game on in the background. But you might not hear over the rain because it's really, really rainy and stormy here. So here's what I did. I typed up all the questions. I haven't really read through them yet because I like to fly by the seat of my pants, and I put them all on what looks like confetti because apparently I used a really small font, but I didn't want to delay it anymore. And so I'll read the question and I'll answer it, and then I will put it inside of the popcorn maker, which I have found is an amazing drawing slip bowl at my cooking shows when I take the butter thing off. It's perfect. All right. So first up, we have Shayna. And I don't know if it's Shayna or Shauna. What is the green dot approach? So the green dot approach is pretty common in direct sales. If you're on your computer and on your right hand side, you see the whole chat and you see who's online, and you click on them and then you send them a message saying, you know, hey Shayna, I'm sending out catalogs and wanted to know if you want to try to collect $200 to get free product and blah blah blah. It's not something I do. It is something that a lot of my team does and a lot of other direct sales consultants do. It's just not my personal style. I'm a very hands-off, very non-salesy type of person, as everybody in this group should have seen from being at my shows. Alright, so we're going to put Shayna inside of the popcorn maker. And the Seahawks have the ball. Oh, that wasn't good. Okay. Here we got Shayna again. How many Facebook parties do you do at a time? It's probably blurry. I don't know why I'm doing that. You know, I used to try to do like 8 at a time. And with a large team now, I don't do that many. I usually do just a couple at a time. I did the 3 this week that you were in. And probably was a mistake because they were all from the same party. But I have so much to do with my team now that I just try really not to do a whole bunch. So we'll put Shayna in the bucket. Yeah, Amanda, 8 at a time. I know I saw one in here about my record, so I won't answer that yet. Vicky Fish. How do you choose what to bring? And Vicky's on my team, so I love her, and I'm so glad she asked questions, but I'll be putting her off to the side, not entering in the drawing. How do you choose what to bring in that RV cooking supplies-wise? And that one's hard. I just keep things that I think look cool or that we will use, and sometimes I'm right, and sometimes I'm wrong. And every couple of months I go through a little bit of a purge and realize that something that the spiraling slice I think is so cool, but I don't even eat vegetables, and Christian doesn't. He just blends everything into a smoothie. He doesn't take the time to make it all pretty, and so it's really great if we entertained more and wanted to do pretty salads and stuff. But it wasn't something I could see taking up my cupboard all year long for the random one time a year thing. Julie Jones, how many PC items do you carry regularly in the RV? A lot. I don't know. Probably like 100 or more if you count all the knives. Oops, I almost put it. And utensils. And I have the deep covered baker and the rock crops and the all-purpose pot and a good deal of the stoneware, the bar pans, all the little flexible cutting mats. All my knives are PC. My salt and pepper shakers are PC. Not the spiralizer, Amanda, the spiral and slice. But I do have the spiralizer, and honestly we've never used it once except for me doing video demos because I don't eat vegetables, and Christian doesn't care about making them pretty. I thought he would make noodles with them, but he just really prefers his smoothies and his stir fry. Alright, Julie Jones again. As a consultant, can a consultant be a consultant for more than one direct sales company at a time? Yes, it can. You can. Up until you're a director. When you promote to director, then you have to either cease your directorship with Pampered Chef, or stop selling for the other company. If you're just a basic consultant, you can sell for as many direct sales companies as you want. The only exception to that rule is Park Lane Jewelry, and that's because we have lawsuits against Park Lane for their shady business practices and what they've done to some pampered chef consultants. So Park Lane, there's a no tolerance rule. If you sell for Park Lane Jewelry, then you will be terminated as a pampered chef consultant. Any other direct sales company, I know you were 31, then you can sell for both. I'll put Julie into the popcorn thing again. Vicky Fish again. How many cooking shows do you plan on doing each month? My goal is 4, but it's really hard as we're traveling. Right now we're in Long Beach, Washington until Tuesday, and I don't know anybody around here. None of my people are around here. None of my previous guests or anything else. I do have one cooking show scheduled when we get to Carmel, California, and a possible one at the end of this month, also in California. So my goal is 4. I'm hoping to do that, but we'll see. I'm still finding my footing on getting those booked on the road. Let me make sure that was Vicky. That was Vicky. Vicky again. How many hours do you spend a day on your parties? Well, I am super duper lazy, so I spend maybe 30 minutes to an hour. I used to spend an hour or 2, and I've gotten even lazier. And so I schedule all my posts with SynthShare first thing when I get up in the morning, and which sometimes isn't until 10 these days. And then I just, at night, I'll pop in and check on guessing games and any questions type of thing. But I have gotten really lazy with that. I need to get a little better, but I'm really burnt out on virtual shows. I wish I could just do a bunch of cooking shows right now. Amanda's Latasha's stand-in. Are you going to win the prize for her too, Amanda? Amanda, you didn't even ask a question. This one's from Latasha Hansen. What is your favorite PC item to use in your own personal kitchen or space? And my favorite actual item is probably the mix and scraper. I'm in love with that. My cooking tool that I like to use the most is the Rock Crock, or the double burner grill pan, which I have to get it back from a consultant I lent it to for cooking shows, and so I haven't had it for 7 months, but that one is probably my all-time favorite Pampered Chef product. I love the party chicken sandwiches, and I love doing steak in 4 minutes. All right. Look at all this confetti. I feel like it's a party over here. Do you have the grill pan, Amanda? Doreen Streety. What is the trip you are going on next year? Next year I'm going to Riviera Maya, Mexico. I had told my team in a meeting that if enough of them earned the cruise, I would go on the cruise instead, the Bahamas cruise, and Christian had a little conniption fit. What are you talking about? We're not going on the cruise, we're going to Mexico. So, Riviera Maya, Mexico it is, but I'm excited because another gal on my team, Christy Orff, who's in this group somewhere, one is an advanced director beneath me, and she also earned Mexico, so I'm super excited that another team member is going to Mexico with me. And then there's another gal under her, Jackie, who is super close to earning Mexico, so there might be 3 of us going to Mexico, and there's 5 going to the Bahamas cruise. So super excited because I'll have some of my team there. Amanda, you need the grill pan. Vicky Courtwright. What are the minimum requirements to remain a consultant once you sign up? And the requirements are $150 a month. See, I can't even see, it's so blurry. $150 a month to stay active. If you don't submit sales for 2 straight months, you lose your career sales stats. And I did that once. I was a consultant for a year, and I had sold $23,000. And then I just really slacked off and didn't submit anything for a couple months and lost my career sales stats. So what that meant was all those $23,000 that I sold, I restarted back at 0. It showed that I had sold $0 and had 0 recruits. If you, hey Doreen, we read your question a minute ago. If you don't submit anything for 6 months, that's when you become a dropped consultant, so you'd have to re-sign up. Vicky Fish, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? I think on the commercial it's like 8. For me, I don't know. I would have to suck it. That's not dirty, by the way. Julie Jones, how many people are in your downline? I had 183 at the close of October, and I think we've added 7 or 8 now, so probably a little over 190. People always drop off and gain, so, you know, not everybody continues to sell all the time, Doreen, and so you drop off. So each month I'll have like 4 consultants that have reached their 6 months and they drop off, and then we add people on. So it goes up a little bit each month. Hi, Christy. I was talking about you a minute ago, saying you're going to Mexico with me. All right. Shanna, Mare, how do you manage all the posts in your parties? So that one's easy. I create an outline in Evernote that I share with the team, and I just plug them all into this program. There's a website called cinchshare.com, and it's $10 a month, 30 days free, and then $10 a month after that. And I plug all my posts in there and tell it when and what party to post in and at what time, and it just posts all day for me. So I just schedule. I spend like 5 to 10 minutes scheduling those in the morning, everything that I want to post that day, and that's it. It just does it. So it's super easy. I'm really lazy. All right. Julie Jones, how did you get your husband to be the chef when you have all the knowledge of the products? I really don't have all the knowledge of the products. Hi, Vicky. Amanda and Doreen, or Deborah. I used to stay home with Matsu and watch Twins, and I did the cooking and the cleaning and the laundry and the everything, and he was super good at coming home and helping out when he got off work, but a lot of times he worked late and all. And somehow as I got more and more doing Pampered Chef and less, we weren't doing the extra jobs outside of the home type of thing, I would just be busy and trying to get this done, and I was pushing really hard to promote fast, and he just started doing it, and it just kind of transitioned that way. He's in all of my team meetings, and he's super involved in the business. He listens to all my conference calls, a lot of times better than me, and and so he's pretty knowledgeable about everything in it. Hi, Vicky. Doreen Streety, now that you have done live shows, which do you prefer, online or live? I definitely prefer live, and part of it's just because after 3 years of Facebook shows, I'm super burnt out. And for those who just joined us, I'm using the microwave popcorn maker and putting the questions in there after I read and start to answer them. I prefer the live because you just pack everything up and go there for 2 hours and cook and chat with people, and then pack it all up and leave. And I have a good amount of $1,000 shows, and I think my lowest show was $250. No, $300. Otherwise, I know I'm not a people person, and I hate being in front of people, but speaking at the conference and teaching all the workshops and things kind of helped me come out of my shell a bit. And so I really like the live shows. They're just over and done with. I don't have to worry about checking on them during the day or anything else. It's been fabulous. They're just done. I leave like, I'm done. All right, Shanna Mare. How much commission have you earned on all mine and the 3 shows from mine together? So I earned, I think, like $384 from Shanna's show, and the other shows were like $200. Maybe I'll have to do a calculator. I would say that I've earned, I'm just going to guess and I'll figure it out later and correct myself, that I've earned about $500 or $600 between Shanna's shows and the 3 bookings that I got off of Shanna's shows. Doreen. Julie Jones. Does PC set up your virtual parties? Giving why they do not. They give you hints. They'll give us pictures, photos, and stuff online that we can download, and they give you ideas you should post. I actually create a guideline for 50,000 consultants to use that I share and I run the virtual party group. I created it because I was sort of the pioneer of virtual shows, and so I train Pampered Chef on virtual shows. So I create an outline each month. Okay, I'm back. Something wrong with my connection. Hopefully it'll work. Okay, that was Julie Jones. I know, the weather here is terrible, so sorry guys. It makes the Wi-Fi really bad. Julie Jones. Does Matsu help you with your Hostess packets? Matsu does not. Matsu is my lazy child who won't do anything that you ever ask him to. He definitely takes up after me. He's super duper stubborn. Tyler, however, the 16-year-old, he will help me. And I pay him $5 to put my stamp on all my catalogs and help me create the Hostess packets and all. And he's fabulous. He likes to do it. He thinks it's so much fun. Hi, Buffy. All right. Vicky Fish. Do we get a pin each time we hit $12.50 in sales? No, Vicky. And for those of you who aren't Pampered Chef consultants, when you've hit your first $1,250 in sales, then I send out a pin to everybody on my team congratulating them. So you get it for your first $12.50, since that's the big milestone where you get the $100 in Pampered Chef and free products and all that good stuff. Amanda, your mailman is losing your catalogs. Doreen Streety, what is your favorite product to show at your shows? And that is the double burner grill pan, because it's amazing. And whenever I have used that at shows, I sell several because it's just crazy amazing. You can hear my husband yelling at the football game in the background. I do. I pay him $20 to lose Amanda's catalogs. All right, Shanna Mayer. What do you expect your paycheck for November to look like? You know, I'm not sure if it'll be as much as last month. I don't have as many shows going on. I have one that started last Monday, and that's about it for the month until I do a cooking show at the end of the month. So I'm guessing more in the 4,000 range and not in the 5,000 range, but you know, maybe it'll surprise me. Vicky Fish, do you have continuous parties going in every week? I used to when I was a regular consultant, then without the large team. Then I started parties every single Monday. I would have several going. Vicky's back. I'm reading your question now. So I used to have continuous parties going on, but now I probably start them the first Monday and the last Mondays of the month. Because I'm lazy. And also, I kind of laxed on the summer, so it makes it harder to book shows when you don't have shows. Oh, see, Amanda? It's not me. Vicky Courtwright, how do you reach out into the cold market? Go somewhere warm, like Florida. I think just, depends on what your goals are. As a social media consultant that I've been for 3 years, I remained really active on social media. You have to really interact with your friends, join groups of interest, and meet people online, sort of thing. Talk to people. You know, I had to get out of my comfort zone and actually strike up conversations with people, and then I found that it was actually fun. I actually met some cool people that way, so it's not been so bad. Third down for the Seahawks. Vicky Fish, what do I need to do to light a fire under my recruits? You gotta get new recruits. That's what you gotta do. Only like a third of people that sign up to sell direct sales will stick around. And so you have to constantly be adding new people to your team and to make up for those, because not everybody that you recruit's gonna sign. So you had 5 people, and Diane has been doing amazing. So you just have to replace the others. It's called a bless and release. You reach out a couple times, and if they're not working their own business, then you bless and release them. I've had to bless and release a lot of people. Randy Julie Jones, what is your most favorite product? Probably a question for Christian, she says. Christian's favorite product is actually the same as mine. It's the double burner grill pan, but if I had to choose any product, big or small, it would be the mix and scraper. We're just both really, really in love with that thing, and we have 4 of them. Just in case one's dirty. I used 3 or 4 of them just last night when I made the brownies and no-bake cookies. Yep. Oh, is it first down? I don't know, Hawks. Alright, Shanna Mare, I've been playing games with you and Pampered Chef since October and haven't won yet. So let's see how many chances I can add to this one. How long did it take you to reach director level? It took me 8 months to reach director level. Wasn't totally sure what it was until I realized I had a few people under me and that I could probably promote. Then I started looking into it and actively pursuing it. Then I got lazy again. That's what I do. Doreen Streety, who's your favorite consultant under you? Oh, that's a funny one. I'm not going to answer that. There are several. There's one I talk to pretty often, though. Even though she annoys me. Vicky Fish, how effective is the green dot approach? You know, it's like I say, it's not something that I personally do. It's not my style to cold reach out to people. But a lot of people have great success with it. So if you're in a pinch, yeah, it's something to definitely try. If you look at some posts on our team page, people are always posting that they did it and got bookings. Buffy Morris Sampson. How does the pay plan work? So it works depending on how much you sell a month. So when you're a new consultant, you start each month at 20% commission. So if you sell $1, you're earning 20% commission on that. If you sell $750, you're bumped up to 22%. And at like $1,250 or $1,500, you're bumped up to the 24 or 25%. And so on. And so it depends on how much you sell in a month. Once you submit, so it starts over each month. Once you've submitted $15,000 in career sales, then you get a 2% raise. So you start each month at 22% commissions instead of the 20%. And it goes all the way up to 27%. We're going to drop Buffy in the bucket. What do we got? Shanna Mare. Are all your products in the kitchen Pampered Chef? No. All of my cookware is Pampered Chef. Except my husband has a pan or 2 that he saved up all his little stamps from Albertsons to win. And then he complains because it sucks. I wish we carried silverware and things. I have some of our coffee cups that we don't carry anymore that I think are in the outlet, I hope, because I needed to buy some more. And my plates and my bowls now are Pampered Chef. But I guess anything that we don't carry, I don't have as Pampered Chef. I have cereal containers from Tupperware because we just don't carry anything that's like that. Yeah, poor Christian. But all of my cookware and kitchen tools are Pampered Chef. I really keep hoping that we're going to come out with silverware. But I already saw what's coming out in the spring and there was no silverware. Much to my dismay, but there was some pretty freaking amazing stuff. And in December and January, us consultants get to start earning those products for free. Julie Jones. What is the most parties you have done at the same time? And my record for that is 16, and I went absolutely insane. I would not recommend it. I was beside myself, and I think that's part of what caused my virtual party burnout, was I never really recovered from that. It was a lot. See, Buffy, we're the cool kids, all Pampered Chef and a little Tupperware. As long as you don't have anything Tupperware that I sell, we're good. Shanna Mare, how do you win trips? You earn points. You earn 1 point for every $1 that you sell. You earn 3,000 points when you first submit your first $12.50. You earn 3,000 points if someone signs up under you and reaches their first $1,250. Amanda, that was when I went to jail. Facebook jail. Not a criminal. And you earn 3,000 points for every person that promotes beneath you. So I have 17 directors underneath me. So everybody, one of those first generation people that signed up directly under me promote, I get 3,000 points. So there's so many points that you earn for each trip. I think it was 70,000 that consultants had to earn for Mexico, and 46,000 or 50,000 for the Bahamas. It changes depending on your title. As an executive, I only had to earn 50,000 points for my trip, but me and Christy earned the Mexico trip, and so now our goal for the year is just to beat each other in points. So that's a real fun competition. We're always posting who's ahead. Latasha Hansen. I know Christian probably uses most, so what is his favorite product too? I think we had that one. His is the Mix and Scraper. He was actually asked that at one of my cooking shows during my Q&A. They said, since he does all the cooking, can we ask him what his favorite product is? So he picks the Mix and Scraper. Julie Jones. What is the best thing you can say PC has done for you since joining? Christy, you might be winning. I've been lazy now. I guess the best thing is probably just my confidence. And getting out and meeting people doesn't bother me as much. I'm super antisocial and I don't like people. And the thought of doing a cooking show a year or two ago was just petrifying to me. And now, now it's exciting, and I don't worry about I just don't worry about meeting people. It's always an opportunity to make a new friend or drum up new business and stuff. All the speaking I did in the past year, I spoke at, I taught a workshop at our national seminar, I spoke at executive seminar, I spoke at our Lead Plus program, I taught a training in Wairika, California, and I've done several video conferencing training, and it's all just kind of really helped push me out of my box and make me feel a lot more comfortable. I think a year or two ago I probably would have never done a live video. I would have had to have had a lot of wine. I still don't like the phone much. I still gives me hives when people say call me. Shanna Mayer, what's your favorite product to bring to cooking shows? And, well, actually, I'd say the double burner grill pan is my favorite product to use at cooking shows, but the popcorn maker and the whipped cream maker have been a tie on my favorite to bring to the cooking shows. The whipped cream maker, they just think that's just fabulous when you pump it for 30 seconds and there's whipped cream to put on our brownies. And then, this thing's fabulous, collapsing and all. I think they're both great sellers. Shanna Mayer, how many trips have you won? Mexico makes my second. So I earned Atlantis last year and went to that in June with my husband, and then we'll be going to Mexico in May. When I joined, they were doing the Punta Cana trip and I didn't earn that, and then they had a Disneyland trip you could earn, and I'm just shy of earning that, but my kids aren't into Disney and we're not really Disney people, so I admit I didn't try that hard. But then when they had announced Atlantis, I was like, oh, that's mine. And so I got there. Doreen Streety, how do you keep people engaged at a show? Well, just with games, I guess. The games are great. I haven't been playing my word of the show, but I need to bring that back. So I think just the guessing games and all that, try to mix it up, because not everybody is a numbers person. Not everybody wants to guess how many gumballs are in a trifle bowl. Some people would rather unscramble the word type of thing. So I try to kind of feel out the guests in the show. Sometimes nobody responds to the unscramble ones, and so they're probably not word game people. Yeah, Amanda used to be my sit-in. I'd have a dead show, so she would come in and comment and play the games and razz it up. Julie Jones, how did you get started so well being an RVer? Well, that's easy. That was just Facebook shows. I asked Latasha and Kelsey, who ironically, she was, I think, my first ever Facebook show, and she was my last cooking show I did a few weeks ago, so that was pretty funny. So I asked a couple of people on Facebook who would book a show, who would host a show for me, and they did, and then I just got bookings off of their shows. So I had Latasha's show, and I booked Brandy's off of Latasha's show, and then I booked Amanda here off of Brandy's show, and so on and so on. So your goal is to get somebody to say yes to hosting or host your own, and then instead of focusing on sales, focusing on getting those bookings, because without bookings, you have no business. Shanna Mayer, how far do you want to go in PC? How high up, I mean. I'm going to go all the way to National Executive Director, and then my goal is to become the next Nancy Jo Ryan, who makes $97,000 a month. Yeah, I am the next Nancy Jo Ryan. That's what I have my goals on. She's my person to beat. Vicki Courtwright, does each party have to meet a minimum before the customers can get their product ordered? Yes. Each show needs to be $200 in sales in order to count as a show. If it doesn't reach $200, then we have to submit them as individual orders, which means that there's no host. So the person who would have been the host doesn't really get any free product or half price or benefits or anything, but you still can submit the guest orders. Jill Gay, how long have you been doing Pampered Chef for? I've been doing Pampered Chef for 3.5 years now. I signed up March 13th of 2013, or somewhere around like that. It was 2013 in March, I know. I always seem to mess up the date. So that's everybody. We're gonna shake this up and then draw a winner. Who wants to reach in there? Huh? Let's see which one just kind of pops out. Our winner is Julie Jones. Well, it says Randy Julie Jones because she's one of those weird people that has her husband in her name. All right. Congratulations, Julie, and thank you to everyone who played. I think it was a lot of fun, and I'll have to try to do this like once a month. It gives me great practice for my cooking shows anyways, and I like to give away free stuff. I'm just super slow at doing it. So, you guys have a great night. I'm going to go watch the rest of the Seahawks game, and I can't believe that we're not getting slaughtered right now. It's amazing. I for sure thought we'd get our butts handed to us. All right, thanks, guys.